Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Al Hudjabandi, joined by recruiting analyst for Warchant and Rivals.com, Michael Langston. Hit that thumbs up button, show us that you like the video. It's going to be some free information for a lot of you folks. Well, not, I shouldn't say, you all know what's going on, but some further information. Michael's here. Michael, how are you, man?
I'm fantastic, man. Fun weekend, long weekend, a lot of kids on campus. Great spring game. Think everyone had a great time. Already got one commitment from it, and now it looks like they got another one.
You're right. Let's go right to it then. Don't be afraid of the gray, y'all.
Yeah.
It'll get lit up, I'm sure, in a few days or so, because that's what happens. Florida State offers you commit, then you get some yellow stars next to your name. Brian Courtney, it says pro-style quarterback, 6'3", 225. That's a good-sized young man, but quarterback probably not in his future for Florida State, you think there, Michael?
Right, that's correct. He's going to be a tight end or a H-back. I talked to Brian Courtney right after he committed. He had actually told me when he offered that it was mainly for the H-back or the tight end position. This kid is very fast for a tight end prospect. He runs around a 4.52 40. He can move. For a guy his size, 6'3", 225, very good in space. He's quick. He's strong. He can get through different angles, and as far as routes, he hasn't done a lot of tight end stuff, but you can really just see what he does out in space and his speed to take it the distance. And in a lot of his videos, I think he does some of the just dynamic things with his ability to run the ball. So I think FSU saw that, they loved it, and they knew he was a kid that, we got to get in this program because he's what we need. We want some guys that can really just separate the field and just really with their speed and just how they get separation and routes. He's going to camp at FSU in June, so I think he's probably going to work a lot more with that as far as the receptions and stuff like that. But this kid can really motor if you watch his film. I mean, he has got some big-time wheels for a guy that's 6'3", 225. That's not natural to run a 4.5 40 at that kind of speed. So I think he's a great athlete. He's a great addition as far as a guy that can hurt teams downfield and with his speed. And I think he's a guy that FSU fans are going to like a lot. That we don't know yet how good of a tight end prospect is going to be, but usually when you get those kind of athletes, those are the kind of guys you want the ball in their hands. You want them out in this offense with that speed and that quickness and ability of what they do in space. As long as he can catch the football, which I'm sure FSU's done research on with him, I'm sure he's adamant to certainly handle that part of the game. But I think it's certainly going to be a big addition. And FSU is the first offer, but there's been other offers. But there was several schools that were getting close to offer him. I mean, I think you mentioned to me Wisconsin was very close, Virginia Tech was very close. I think FSU was just one of the first teams to jump on it. And I think he felt really comfortable with everything, and so he jumped and committed to FSU. He felt like that was the place for him.
Where did he come from? How did this all come about? I mean, again, I'm not as plugged in as most of the people maybe listening and watching this video, Michael, but is it somebody that they had been courting for a while, or was this kind of a pretty sudden relationship that was built and commenced?
I don't think it was just all of a sudden, because they offered him probably, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago, okay. Maybe even a month ago. And then he was a guy that they wanted. Now, I didn't know he was at the spring game. So he's probably the one kid that I didn't spot, but there was a lot of kids. But he was a guy that was at the spring game. He wanted to come to the spring game. And I think the atmosphere connection with the FSU commits, he really likes that tight end H-back position that FSU is selling. And I think that's really how it came about, was the relationship he had with the FSU staff. They had been working on him for I want to say 3 months, just talking to him. And then finally, they pulled the trigger 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago of with the offer where they told him, it's like Dillingham said, look, I love the ball. When the ball's in your hands, I love it. That's the type of player we want in our program. They pitched about what position he'd play, and I think he was all on board with that. He doesn't mind playing tight end, and sometimes that can be a hard sell where you're selling to a guy that's played quarterback. Hey, are you going to be able to play another position? And I think this kid was very sold on how he's going to be used, and I'm sure that FSU did a lot of extensive showing of what Norvell does with the tight end, and then I think it also helped this kid seeing how Cam McDonald was used in the offense on Saturday. I think that was a big thing. Like, okay, they moved their tight ends all over the field. There's not just like a regular tight end. I mean, Norvell really exposes what his tight ends can do out there on the field, and certainly, line up in the slot, line up at wideout, line up just all over the place with his tight ends. I think that was a big draw to Brian Courtney as well.
Is this the future, man? Like, is this the future, you think, with them going after guys that are maybe not natural tight ends? I guess maybe looking for guys that just possess athleticism and are playing other positions that they think they can fit into that H-back role, 3 down.
Well, I think in this case it is. I don't think it's going to be like a necessary thing they do all the time, but I think in this kid's case, he's 6'3", runs a 4.52. They don't have many guys that get separation and routes. Jackson West is very good. I'm very high on him. Kobe Gross, the guy, same thing. But these guys don't have top end speed like this kid does. So they don't have a lot of those kids. So I think this is one that they really coveted, because when you don't have a guy that has that kind of speed and athleticism, that's certainly a guy that you want and need into your offense and need to be inserted in your offense. So I think they're not afraid to, when they're sold on a guy, we're going to go all in, and this is the guy we want. So I don't think they're afraid. It's like, oh, we're the first off. No. I think if they see the fit, and like they did with this kid with the speed and his size, I think it was kind of, to the FSU staff, I think it was kind of a no-brainer. Like, this is the guy we want to have. We want this guy on our team. We want this. This is a definite guy we want on our squad, and he can definitely spread the field and open the field up for our offense in having a guy with this kind of athleticism and speed.
All right, there you go, folks. Florida State's latest commit, Brian Courtney, is a quarterback, but he's going to play tight end. He'll have a photo on there probably, of a proper mugshot, and probably a few stars next to his name here in the coming days. So do stay connected to warchant.com and the premium recruiting board, which Michael Langston lives on, updates every single waking minute of his life, which is a lot. He doesn't sleep all that often. Mike, thanks for the time and the knowledge, man.
You got it, man. We'll have I just talked to Brian a short while ago, so I'm going to do a short little Q&A with him. It'll be on the message boards. It'll be on his commitment post that we had. So look out for that, guys. Some good stuff in there from Brian.
Awesome. Thanks again.
You got it.